Hey, it's Nash. Welcome back to an ongoing series where I talk about all the dumb decisions and circumstances that should have killed me. This time I'll tell you about the time I thought I had Ebola in North Africa during the Ebola Outbreak a couple years back. So there I was, in Morocco, Chefchaouen, a beautiful mountain village known for being very blue. Pretty laid back, by Moroccan standards. And it also produces the majority of the world's hashish. Too bad I don't do drugs though, because the locals get very angry when they find out you're not there for drugs. But one of the big to-dos in Chefchaouen, pretty much the only to-do really, besides just look around, is to climb the mountain Jabal el-Kala, which is the main reason I'd gone there. I wasn't going to climb it normal way, of course. Barefoot, Nash-Style! Which I did, and there's a video of it you can watch on the channel if you're interested. Long story short, nailed it. Just in time, narrowly getting down before a torrential mountain monsoon blew in. This storm raged for a couple days and trapped me and a buddy and about 10 other adventurers in this hostel we were staying in. So we decided we would weather the storm by all pitching in the equivalent of about $1 US and having a huge tagine feast the next night. It was a pretty eclectic group. Mexicans, Sporians, people from the UK, an Australian, statesman, a Swiss guy, and me. So we spent the evening feasting and swapping our tales of adventure. Someone even climbed the mountain right after me and my buddy and said they saw my bare footprint at the top, which was pretty cool. So after a bunch of stories, eventually the Australian guy had an odd look on his face, and he was like, "Wait a minute, you're a martial arts cage fighter?" I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "And a treasure hunting adventurer guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "And you backpacked around Australia for a while?" And I was like, yeah, that's me." And there was this long pause, and then he said, "Wait, do you know so-and-so?" whose names I've redacted on purpose. And I was like, "What? Yeah! They led the hippie convoy I hooked up with in Australia." And the guy was like, "Yeah, that guy's my best friend. We grew up in the same town. He told me about you. I've seen your ice bucket challenge video. I knew there could not be two people who fit your description." It was crazy. Crazy fate. And yeah, I mean, I was pretty surprised to run into a guy from Australia who'd heard of me and then run into me in the mountains of Morocco and Africa. And apparently he'd been riding his bike around the world for the past 6 months before we ran into each other. So what are the odds? I don't know, but as crazy as it was, that is not the point of this video. I was blown away by meeting this guy, yeah, but I didn't have long to enjoy it. Because at 2:30 in the morning that night, I was blown away by something far more sinister. The most concerning diarrhea of my life. My body felt like it was in shock, you know, the cold clamminess of actual shock. The diarrhea was accompanied by stomach cramps and nausea. And there was blood coming out of all kinds of places that shouldn't have blood coming out of it normally. And I was having like weird convulsions in my organs. It was causing me some pretty great concern. I could feel the contents of my colon traveling in the opposite direction that they're supposed to be going. So I thought about the horrors of going to a Moroccan hospital. They'd be like, "Oh, you're having diarrhea? Well, we're gonna have to cut off your foot then." Like, wait, what? I'd never been to a hospital. I wasn't about to start then. So I decided to take an anti-diarrheal drug, which should tell you something about how worried I was, since I don't even take aspirin. But I wasn't really keen to die of diarrhea, though, so I wasn't messing around. But I did not get any better, and around noon I decided to take another pill. And I guess I should keep a sharper eye on my kit, because as I went to go take the second pill, I saw on the package that they'd expired 5.5 years before that. Crap. In the spirit of not giving in, though, I decided to shamble down into the Medina to get some drinking water and green bananas. And I was, like, just shivering from the near-freezing rain of the monsoon. And this local guy who was trying to sell me drugs said I moved like an old man. Yeah, I was dying! I could barely stand, let alone walk. My bones and spine felt hollow. I even turned down free tea and crepes, which is not how I usually roll. So back at the hospital, I tried using the computer that they had to find out if I had Ebola. But Morocco, coupled with rural mountain village, didn't give me the best web browsing experience. What I did manage to see, though, was that according to the Mayo Clinic, the symptoms of Ebola are diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, pain in the abdomen, chest, joints, muscles, whole body chills, dehydration, fatigue, fever, loss of appetite, sweating, malaise, and commonly coughing up blood and red eyes, confusion, internal bleeding, and when you're close to death, the victim may bleed from the nose and rectum. Crap. So now I'm like bed/toilet ridden in this hostel, so I had plenty of time to fade in and out of consciousness and try to think about what had caused this. Perhaps it was the pitchin tagine. Maybe it had some garlic in it. Garlic and I don't mix well, so I mean the symptoms are similar, but I'd never felt them to this extent before. Maybe I was messed up because while looking for supplies for the pitchin, I had eaten a disgusting salt block of goat cheese rotting in the sun that I bought off some shady old lady in an alley. Maybe it was the tea I drank from the Swiss guy. Was there something else in it? I had been drugged several times before. Maybe it was the recent intake of junk pastries into my body. On top of the Ebola, there was also a rabies outbreak on. Maybe it was rabies? I had been sleeping with street dogs and cats, letting them lick my face and stuff, which I later found out can give you rabies. Maybe it was an intestinal fecal-borne parasite I got from walking barefoot through donkey poop while climbing that mountain. Maybe it was a lack of hygiene with the preparation of the pitchin itself. Maybe it was because a couple of days prior I ate over 2 pounds of dried figs in one go. Maybe it really was just Ebola. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the culmination of all my good decisions working in tandem. Whatever the case, I was paying the price. After a couple of days of that, I got strong enough to walk, and a friend got us both bus tickets to Tangier. And I spent the entire 3-hour ride trying not to poop my pants. And I made it! Barely. In fact, I have yet to poop my pants, which I'm very proud of, but there's been so many almosts. It's only a matter of time. Anyway, I likely didn't have Ebola because I got better, and Ebola kills about 50% of the people it infects. And a lot of people died from it that year. But I didn't die! So, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you must have been mildly entertained, or tuned out entirely. Either way, I hear it would help me out if you gave this video a like and share it with some other people. Or not, no worries, I'll live. Probably.